Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend DG Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
Batman, my favorite character.
Good thing he's not gonna hear this. In case he's in the back of his car playing Lil Durk.
Oh yeah, especially on Tuesday, will we? All right, kids. Well, welcome back to another episode of We Are the Night.
The Batman podcast.
I am Phil. Joining me, as always, that female crime fighter herself. It is.
I think you meant supervillain, but Lil Hellfire.
Fighter, perpetrator. That's right, kids. We're
Only
back.
my NSA agent, my FBI agent, and my Chinese spy know.
That's right, kids. We're back for more Batgirl. It's time from Batman, Batgirl, and the Batgirl Special #1.
Kind of a bold move to call a story the last Batgirl story, huh?
I'm trying to remember. Was this? Well, no. I was looking at the notes. I guess this took place like the week before Killing Joke, so they kind of knew.
Yeah. Back when they had their stuff together, for better or for worse.
We'll get that because that's weird. All right. Well. All right. Should we get to those? Because did you look at this?
That's a lot.
You look at those synopses. Like, holy crap!
Somebody cares about Batgirl at least.
Exactly. Hold on. Oh, grab the covers here real quick.
I was like, hey, I didn't know I wrote this story. It's Kelly Puckett.
Yes, the first one. Yes. All right. But yeah, when we get that Batgirl special, there's so much weird with that thing. Well, I saw it hanging up on the wall in a comic shop, so I think that one's worth something, maybe.
They all pretend like it's worth something. It's just paper and ink, man.
Time is a construct, man.
Yeah, I think I'm tearing up the social contract, and it's just like I might be selling my collection. I'm just over it.
Really?
I don't think anybody can afford to buy my collection, but still.
Probably not. Probably not what you have. What, all your comics?
Yeah.
You know what? I was almost half thinking that too. I don't know, man. I don't know if God, will there be new comics in after a while here?
Exactly. We'll have to see how this all shakes out. But I know I have like triples, doubles, quadruples of certain things. I'm definitely gonna thin it out. I think it's time.
I want to trade. That's what we should do. Let's get our circle together and be like,
got that. Nope, got that.
I know it's gonna be me too. I think the only one who would have any kind of hope of maybe somewhat trading with us would probably be Justin.
Yeah, probably.
Unless you want a bunch of Valiant comics from Ray or something.
I already have those. So.
Oh yeah, I figured. It'd be some weird like Australian imprint or something.
Yeah, they have some pretty interesting characters though.
Oh, do they?
Uh-huh.
Although I don't know if they're in trouble too or not, but
they've been pretty steady. They have a pretty dedicated fan base. So
nice. All right, kids. So first one is Batman Batgirl from July 1997. Because again, it came out around the time of that movie. Because they did this one, they did a Bane special. I believe they also did Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy. So yes, that movie. All right. Writer.
Happy at least.
I know. Writer, yes, Lil's favorite, Kelly Puckett. Penciler, Matt Haley. inker Carl Kessel, colors Digital Chameleon, letterer Willie Schubert, and editor Scott Peterson. Barbara
Carl.
Barbara Gordon is sitting in the back of a police car reading a newspaper article about the sudden
Relatable content for me. Not for me,
mysterious
I don't get
appearance
caught.
mysterious appearance of a Batgirl who stopped Killer Moth from attacking a bunch of Gotham's wealthy
Somewhere
elite.
Justin just got a shiver down his spine.
This kid, scroll down to last year when we actually did that issue with Justin. Yeah, at first I was reading these, I was like, do we need to invite Justin? But no actual appearance of Killer Moth. So yeah, kids, Killer Moth.
Scream
I don't know. Shouldn't Gordon be like worried that his daughter's like riding around with his cops?
Well, I mean, he will be in just a second. Give him a
Yes.
second.
But I mean, even if nothing had happened, one of the cops tries to make small talk with her, but is suddenly interrupted by a message over the police radio. A 420.
I don't think that's what a 420 is, but I'm gonna let it go.
Well, supposedly it's assault with a deadly weapon, but they
Yeah,
didn't go with the.
yeah, I know. I don't think that's what it actually is in cop.
Yeah, well, Gotham.
Probably, yeah, it's a little different.
And I was gonna say they didn't say what the weapon was, love.
Smoke did
Is in progress. While they are the car closest to the crime scene, the officers are reluctant to do anything dangerous while the commissioner's daughter is with them. Snatching the radio away from one officer, Barbara responds to the call and tells them they are on their way. The three of them reach the area and Barbara is told to stay in the squad car. At first, she watches the scene intensely, looking for a chance for Batgirl to appear, but the standoff is over quickly and the cops get the situation under control, much to her disappointment. So is she wearing that costume under her clothes or something? So I was like,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
even them boots?
I think they're just painted on.
Oh my. Got painted on heels? Okay.
They're convertible heels. Don't you know, Phil?
That's like the skates that come out.
Yeah, exactly. No, they actually do make those.
I know they make the skate thing, yeah.
No, I mean the
Oh.
convertible heel shoe. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Mhm. They're
Why don't you-
ugly, but they make them.
Sounds like more like a weapon.
If you know how to use it.
Oh, damn. Suddenly, one of the suspects makes a run for it, and Barbara kicks a squad car door, slamming into the criminal and stopping him. When they return to the police department, the cops ask her not to tell the commissioner what happened because they are just not sure he'd understand the circumstances.
I
The,
bet.
the commissioner happens to overhear this and is not pleased. He takes Barbara into his office and tells her that the last thing he needs is to hear that she's been commandeering squad cars, citing that he has 12 men out sick with the flu, a full moon occurring that night, and that Batman has gone missing again.
I mean, this is just another Wednesday. Like, what? Jim
I
Gordon,
know.
get your stuff together.
So I know. Are you not supposed to depend on the Batman if he shows up? Yeah, nice, but oh no, you have to do your jobs.
Exactly.
There's a 911 call that suddenly comes in. The Joker has broken into Barbari's candles, and Gordon sends out several units to the scene. Barbara goes too and reasons that the Joker will know police procedure and try to sneak out a back way. She goes around back to
Were
investigate.
you waiting on me to interject?
I don't know. Finds nothing in an empty parking lot. I thought you were gonna. I don't know. I thought you had a comment about sneaking out the back way.
Exactly. I was like, he was waiting. I was like, no, I'm gonna let it go. I'm trying to mature.
Somebody was trying to sneak it in.
Things take a turn when she is nearly hit by a speeding car trying to get out of the parking structure.
Relatable content for me.
No kidding. She attempts to stop it by closing the overhead door, ripping off the top half of the car. The driver.
Is she on roids? Like, what's going on here?
Well, no, and when it hits the door, it rips the top half of the car off.
Must be one of those Chinese cars.
The driver still manages. It's a cyber
Must be
car.
a Tesla.
Yeah. The driver still manages to drive away, but Barbara finds a blueprint in the wreckage left by the escaping car conveniently. It has the name and home address of Peter Barbary, owner of Barbary Candles. Barbara tries to show it to her father, but the factory explodes and Commissioner Gordon sends her away to a safer location before she can explain what she has found. Barbara calls the police.
Never listen to women. It's totally fine.
No, it's 1997.
Well, that
Bar-
still feels a little too late to not be listening to women.
yeah, that's true. But again, we are in the Clinton era.
Nah, touche. Good point. Good point.
Barbara calls the police to warn them about the Joker's attack on Barbara's house. When they ask who is calling, she simply says, "Ask Killer Moth." And the next page shows her as Batgirl. Batgirl hides in the woods surrounding the Barbary's home, where she barely avoids being found by the armed thugs on guard for the Joker. She gets her chance to get inside the house after a squad car pulls up. Initially, it is overwhelmed by the thugs, but Batgirl attacks one of the guards, giving the police a chance to fight them off. This fight distracts the thugs and the police long enough for her to get away. She crashes through a window and hurts her shoulder, calling for Mr. Barbary to get out of the house. She's attacked by Mr. Barbary, who tells his wife to call the police because Batgirl broke into their home. Another thug enters the room with a gun and threatens Mrs. Barbary with it. Batgirl picks up a fire poker and hits him in the head, killing him. And we're not going to do anything about that.
It happens. Just a hench person. They're not people. They're hench persons.
I know. Can you imagine? Mass Vigilante just killed someone. She works with Batman. Okay.
It's to be expected. It's the price we pay to live in this unsafe city.
Horrified. Maybe Gordon knows. Maybe Gordon actually knows something. Horrified with what she's done, she is unable to react when the Joker walks into the room and shoots Mr. and Mrs. Barbary. He then knocks Batgirl out with the butt of his gun, but not before she sees a little boy, the Barbary's son, crouched behind a chair. When Batgirl regains consciousness, she finds herself locked in a room with the boy, who won't say anything. She determines that they are at some kind of amusement park, meaning that the building they are in has a false floor. She rips
Is
up.
that what that instantly means? Okay.
I was like, did it? It was hard to tell. Did it look like a fun house or something? I was like, how does she instantly know that like in an
Well, it's the
amusement park?
Joker. If it's not the hacienda,
That's true.
it's an abandoned amusement park. They have billions of them, like they live in the Scooby Doo apocalyptic wastelands or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Joker keeps the abandoned amusement park business going in Gotham.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
She rips up floorboards and finds a hollow crawl space to escape into. The crawl space leads them to a chute that Batgirl says she cannot fit through. She attempts to find another way around, this time picking up a pipe and preparing to knock out the henchman standing guard in the doorway. She is reluctant to do it because of the henchman she killed earlier, but tells herself that she's doing it so the little boy can escape. As she prepares to hit him, another henchman appears. The first says that he didn't know anything about
You're working for the Joker.
he didn't know anything about kid.
Mean.
I know. Oh, he also supposed to do the Joker has to do bad things.
Well, I was only robbing banks for Mr. J. Just bank money, see? It's just fat short money. Everybody leaves happy.
I know.
Don't rob banks, kids. Sorry.
He's for the first one says he didn't know anything about kidnapping girls and little kids when he took this job, and the second tells him the little girl would crack her head open if she could. Look what she did to Roth.
Ooh, that instant karma has to burn a little bit.
Burn.
Batgirl decides to go through the chute rather than hit anyone again. I thought she could fit. Well,
She gonna make a way. Don't worry about it.
squeezing our boobs. Okay.
Gotta hold your breath and suck it in.
Oh my.
Getting into a real tight pair of skinny jeans since we're in the 90s.
As they crawl through the chute, Batgirl can hear a room full of henchmen talking about their mortgages and ex-girlfriends, finding it weird that
real adult situation.
Finding it weird that they sound just like the guys at the station. Okay, so I think we finally discovered the answer. Why would someone work for the Joker? Yeah, the economy is that bad.
I'm telling you, he has to offer health care.
Oh, yeah. What's your deductible? Well, if you live, you get health insurance.
The joke is their deductible is $20,000 for sure. He has the worst. The worst.
Their deductible is their life.
That's cheaper than what the hospitals are charging.
True. Making it all the way out of the chute, she realizes that the henchmen can see the exit from where they are. She tells the boy to count to 10, then run outside and keep running until he finds a phone and to call the police. Yeah, all of a sudden he's not traumatized anymore. Batgirl uses herself as a distraction, getting all the henchmen to chase after her.
I bet.
She thinks she's in. Hey, I know she's worried about them seeing the boy. She's like, no. She's thinking all eyes on me. Well, you got a skin tight costume. I think all eyes are on you.
Get that zipper down just a little bit. Just a
Oh
little
my. She thinks she's in the clear after she loses all of them in the amusement park, but she takes a wrong turn and stumbles into the shooting gallery with the Joker waiting for her. Joker explains that he killed the Barberries because he had eaten a piece of Bargery nougat surprise and found that
Now
there
this
was
is
cherry
this
in
is the pettiest thing I've ever heard, bro.
I know. What kind of freak puts cherry in nougat?
No, I totally agree. It might have been a little extreme, but I kind of agree.
Yeah. Well, again, we're showing how crazy the Joker is here. He then asks Batgirl if she's not disgusted by the meaningless waste of human life he caused. She says yes. The Joker places a gun in front of her and asks why she doesn't do anything about it. At that moment, a henchman rushes in to tell the Joker that the kid had escaped and they needed to leave. Joker insists on having a little fun with Batgirl first.
Ew.
Why? Joker has Batgirl bolted to a spinning wheel. What's wrong with that? While he prepares to throw knives at her.
Trying to get some penetration.
Oh my. This is Batman. It's not Batman 66. When he
This
has a
is exactly a plot for Batman 66. What are you talking about?
I know. When we get, especially the spinning wheel and everything, yeah.
Oh yeah.
When he is just about to throw his first knife, one of Batgirl's restraints is cut by a batarang. Batman appears and takes down the Joker's thugs. The Joker pulls out a gun and begins to fire randomly. He hits Batman, causing a large gash on the side of his head. Batman goes down, bleeding profusely. Batgirl reaches for his mask. He grabs her wrist to stop her, but Batgirl notices his grip is very weak. Well, yeah, I just got shot in the head, and he is not.
Strongest wrists down under.
Definitely not.
But the Joker tries to finish Batman off, shut up, Lilith, with another shot, but Batgirl grabs his gun. She calls him nuts and begins to laugh at him, enraging the Joker. The police arrive immediately, grab him with grab him with a gurney to pull on. Wait.
Basically, he's just like, fetch me Dr. Tompkins.
Yeah, I know. As cast Commissioner Gordon for Dr. Tompkins. This is so weird. The commissioner arrives home later to find Barbara in bed. She asks him if he thinks his job is exciting. He replies that after a while, it's not about good or bad. It's about people getting hurt or not. He concedes that if he was as young as Barbara, he might see things differently. Barbara tells herself she's not that young anymore as her as a reflection in the bedroom window looks back as Batgirl.
You know, I never did bother to lock these covers up. I wasn't interested.
Oh, put them together.
Yeah.
Yes, because we had 4 interlocking covers, kids. Because, yes, this issue is released as one of 4 one-shot graphic novels to coincide with the release of 1997's Batman and Robin movie. Yes, because from left to right, it was Bane, Mr. Freeze, and Poison Ivy. Oh, no, Bane, Batgirl, Mr. Freeze, and Poison Ivy.
Even as a kid, I just never really liked that movie. I think the merch overload is what really pissed me off. Like, it was just, like, inescapable.
Yeah.
The movie didn't look that good, even from a very young perspective.
I know. God, how old was I? Like 19. Yeah, I was like, I remember going with friends and like trying to explain them at the end. I'm like, that's not Batman. That's not the comics.
They're like, sure, Phil. This is what you do with your free time. Oh, Phil.
McGregor syndrome. Oh, good Lord. She's Gordon's daughter. She's not Alfred's niece.
I mean, Alfred has a daughter who was no, Julie came out just a little bit later.
No, where's she in pre-crisis?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that got washed away.
I know. Yeah,
And then they brought her back like slightly. That's the crazy thing. They brought her slightly back after that movie. I think it was like 5 years, maybe.
Oh, well, yeah, I think so. Something like that. And again, didn't stick
Yeah,
with the
that
source
that that
material.
pissed me off more than anything.
They
I
want to
know why they made that change. It was so random.
I think they just wanted the quickest, easiest way, and we weren't bringing poor Pat Hingle into the mix. So it's just like,
He was like, I could have used those shekels. Why'd you cut me out, man?
it wasn't more it wasn't more, I don't know, believable as the niece of Alfred and the daughter of Gordon. Because I mean, how old was Pat Hingle at that point?
True.
I mean, especially in the Schumacher movies, we basically just used Gordon for like, oh, here, villain A sent this clue, go figure it out. Or at the end of the last movie when as they fly by, go.
That's their fault, though. Genuinely.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was so old in those movies. Looking back.
Yeah, we really didn't give Gordon much in those movies.
Hey, have you seen Captain America yet?
I haven't yet. Hopefully today.
Are you and Justin covering that, right?
I told you Justin's not any more interested in the Marvel movies than you.
You gotta find someone. You gotta cover for that. I mean, I already saw it, so
I have a request in for someone. Someone may be joining
if
me,
you
but
want to, we can talk about it. I saw it. If we, I don't want
well,
to.
I plan on doing it tomorrow. If I don't have anyone, I'll use you as last resort. So
Okay.
because I know
So I
you
have
don't.
thoughts.
Okay.
Mostly, what the hell is this? Somebody explain it to me because I feel lost. But I also haven't seen like the last I don't know how many ever movies or TV show.
Well, I heard there's a few plot points from the Incredible Hulk movie from 2008. So
Yeah.
timely.
I think 2008 is the last time I was happy.
Wow, you were happy?
Surprisingly, yes.
So the whole time I've known you, you've never been happy.
No, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, come on, Lilith.
Just drunk and angry.
You've been happy for like 15 minutes at a time. Come on.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
All right. Should we get to the next one?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Kids, so get to the Batgirl special.
Wow, somebody really loves this story. Good for them.
What?
The synopsis is here.
Oh, I know. All right, so the Batgirl special from June 1988, the last Batgirl story.
Hey, so many people here.
Yeah, writer Barbara Kessel, penciler.
Wouldn't drag poor old Barry Kitson into this.
Yeah, penciler Barry Kitson. I love his art. Inker Bruce D. Patterson. Colors Carl Gafford. Letterer, a good friend, John Costanza.
Costanza.
And
Of
editor.
course, permanently on vacation, Dennis O'Neil.
That's
the editor.
4 years ago, Batgirl attempted to thwart an assassination attempt by a killer named Coromont. However, she soon discovered that the little girl he held hostage was not his intended target. It was Batgirl herself. When he opened fire on her, she leapt over the edge of the building and hung from a flagpole, hoping that Coromont would think he had succeeded in killing her. In some ways, he had succeeded. Some part of her had died that day, and she was reduced to a world of haze and self-protection. What?
Yeah.
Boy, we really weren't painting her in like a positive light, were we? It's just like, yeah, maybe it's good she's not gonna be Batgirl anymore. Because look how afraid she was. It's like, really?
This story is an absolute mess, bro.
I mean, if you had not told me, I would have thought this was written by some stupid guy. But it's a woman writing this. I was like, really?
Gotta fit in.
I mean, and
Gotta do.
again, you kind of have to fit in with the narrative too, because Killing Joke is coming. So,
But that really shouldn't affect this.
no, I mean, shouldn't have come out with like her last big victory. I mean, all right, well, okay, hold on. I mean, there's a whole lot about this that makes sense. Now, Barbara still has dreams of being hunted and killed by Cormont. Her feelings are made worse by the fact that he has apparently returned to commit a murder right under her nose in the Gotham City library where she works. Particularly troubling is the fact that his distinctive hat has been left behind, as if to suggest that he knows who she is. Barbara takes charge of the crime scene, having her coworkers call the police and secure the area while she makes for sure nobody touches the body, an excuse to do some investigating of her own. She reaches the body and pockets a note. Remember that note, because that will not come back up.
Exactly. Don't even bother to put a feather in your cap, kid.
Exactly. Just before the police arrive. The coroner determines that the corpse is one David Scarano, and the police begin the process of questioning the library's patrons. Barbara uses her hacking skills to break into the victim's file.
Oh, that'll come into play. Her next character.
Exactly. I know. They keep bringing up the computer. Only to discover that he was the son of a criminal called General Scar, the same man who hired Cormont to kill her. David's own rap sheet.
Giving Rose.
I know. Shows that he has a history of violence against women, and she deduces that his father decided he was enough of a liability to send Cormont after him. When she finally gets home,
That's a big leap, but okay.
I know. Barbara prepares to go out as Batgirl and begins a routine that she always performs, a weapons and equipment check that assures her that she is prepared. Well, yeah, because she doesn't have a butler like some people.
Nice. See, we roast Batman, Ray.
Yeah, Ray.
See, he can listen to these episodes if he wants to.
I know. I keep telling him. I wonder if he sees when he sees the Batgirl artwork, he'll be like, "Oh, I can listen to this."
Heck, in the other one, Batman even gets injured and carried out on a gurney. He was not helpful.
Yeah, he gets shot in the head. I mean, I guess it's a graze, but yeah, Batman gets shot.
Yeah. Let Ray know we're doing a issue of Batman barely appears, and when he does, he gets shot.
He's gushing blood from the head, Ray.
Oh, baby.
Despite all her equipment being in top form, her own self is not. She goes to sleep instead.
Okay.
The next morning, somebody dumps a body on the street outside the 13th precinct of the Gotham City Police Department. Along with the bodies, a note claiming that the killer's victims are people who have committed unacceptable crimes against women. The media dubs the killer Slash.
That guy from Guns N' Roses must not be happy about that.
I know, that's the first thing I thought of too. So if she had been running around with an axe, she'd be called Hack.
If the shoe fits, wear it.
Later that morning, Barbara receives a visit from her old friend Marcy.
Oh, God.
I know. Despite their happy reunion, Marcy's first act is to chastise Barbara, having guessed that her friend is also the mysterious Batgirl.
Wow.
So this random girl just figured out she's Batgirl when no one else.
Tim Drake.
Mm-hmm. They had created Oh, you know what? It actually does.
Literally is giving Tim Drake.
When you get to the end of this, it literally is. They had created Batgirl. They had created Batgirl together, and she is upset that she could lose Barbara to the persona they created together. How did they create it together?
Yeah, totally not canon, but whatever.
We didn't even get a. We didn't even.
Not even canon. Marcy's a self-insert.
We didn't even
think about it. The writer's name is Barbara.
Exactly. We didn't even get like a retcon flashback or nothing. It's just like
we just take your word for it. Sure.
I know.
Again, this is the last Batgirl story. Who the hell cares?
I think that was pretty. In order to keep her friend understand her, Barbara retrieves the doll of Batgirl they made together, and Marcy comes to realize that Barbara had never let the dream they had fade. What is this?
It's like some Inception shit, bro.
Hold on.
I too have a Batgirl Barbie. Okay, with the Batgirl bike, no less.
I know. Okay, sorry, Lilith. I got a message. I may need you tomorrow.
Okay, it's fine. I love to roast a good a bad Marvel movie.
See? I'm not telling you got to be positive.
I just feel like in honor of Charlie's memory, somebody should be polite about
I
this.
mean, you know me. I'll be nicer than you are, so.
Okay.
I'll be honest. If I enjoy it, I'll tell you I enjoy it. Again,
You're
kids,
not gonna drag poor Danielle to this.
Danielle and Luca.
Oh. You might get beat up in the car, Phil. I'm just telling you, be warned.
Again, kids, Captain America: Brave New World, Capes and Lunatics, episode 351. Later in the middle of the day, Slash confronts a man named Iverson on a crowded sidewalk and
Alan? Sorry. It's the 90s.
Yes. After abandoning his body in the street, she sneaks off into an alley and removes her disguise, disappearing. Lilith?
Exactly.
Marcy insinuates herself on Barbara's research into the Coromont case, and together they discover that Coromont's real name is Edward Wells.
Yeah, I think my alibi for this is I could barely walk.
No, it wasn't me. Slash's real name was Kelly Puckett. Not only this, but they have his address too. Marcy's
Packrum Wiener.
Oh my. Marcy suggests they call the police, but Barbara is bent on revenge. She feels that she needs to face him herself in order to stop being afraid of him. She stakes out his house where his wife passes him an important phone call. While he answers it, his wife overhears a news report on Slash and considers that maybe the vigilante will come for her husband, given that he beats her frequently. She's like, yes.
Please. He's like relatable content for me.
She's like a little kid waiting for Santa. Please come down the chimney and kill my husband. After hanging up the phone, Coromont goes into his back room and prepares to make his next hit, Slash. Before Barbara can make a move, Marcy appears in her car and orders her to get in. She warns Barbara has no real proof that Coromont is the killer and that she is behaving like a common prowler. While Barbara is chasing Coromont, she is letting Slash, the real killer, go free. Begrudgingly, Barbara admits that she may be on the wrong track. That night, Slash sneaks into the apartment to find a woman waiting for her there. The woman offers the killer a job, another man to add to the list of evil people who abuse women. The woman passes Slash a foul on Coromont and warns that he plans to kill her, so she will have to act fast. Finally turning her attention to Slash, Barbara determines that the killer must have access to police records in order to know her victim's crimes. She cross-references lists of unconvicted men who have committed crimes against women and determines that the next likely victim is one Anthony Caterino. He has chosen
A lot of Italian names in this one.
I know. It's racist. He has chosen to stay in a halfway house rather than protective custody, which makes him vulnerable. Batgirl stakes out Caterino's window, knowing that the guards outside will keep him safe. However, she catches sight of movement from within his room and realizes that Slash is already inside. Batgirl smashes in through the window and confronts the killer, who holds Caterino hostage. Slash challenges her to stay back, lest Caterino's death become more painful. Batgirl responds that while she is out for justice against people like him, she leaves it to the courts to decide who is guilty rather than killing.
That's just stupid. Have you seen the American court system?
Especially in Gotham.
Yeah.
Slash is disgusted by Batgirl's attitude and attacks, stating that if Batgirl hadn't been made weak by man's influence, she would be able to protect herself from the blows. Shut up, Lilith. Finally, she stabs Batgirl in the shoulder and leaps through the window. Barbara attempts to give chase, but her thoughts are haunted by her failure at the hands of Coromont, and eventually they overwhelm her and she collapses because she's a woman. In a 1988 comic. She dreams of Coromont, now accompanied by Slash, killing her over and over again. Penetration? Penetration? She dreams... Rising and shaking off the dream, Barbara decides that it's time to give up being Batgirl. She returns to her home and collapses on the floor in front of Marcy. Marcy helps to bandage Barbara's stab wound, thankful that her friend has finally seen logic. She encourages Barbara to do the research and find evidence and turn it over to the police rather than putting herself into danger. However, despite keeping up appearances, Barbara still intends to stop Slash on her own. She can't stand the thought of leaving loose ends. Barbara goes out again as Batgirl, but she finds that despite arriving at the scene of a number of crimes, she is always a moment too late, as some other hero swoops in and stops the criminals. Eventually, she comes to realize that she is but a minor force among heroes these days, and the city is well protected without her help.
Yeah, there's like 1 billion bat people, so
I mean, not as bad as we'll get, but I mean, yes, the one crime she sees, it's like Nightwing and then Jason Todd Robin, because again, his death is imminent too.
Getting scooped by Jason. Oof.
Don't worry, he's going to get his in a few months here.
Aren't they all?
But I mean, this is getting depressing. I mean, I know Killing Joke's coming, but she's like, yeah, I need it. There's enough heroes, and
They're
she
just trying to
decides.
ease the blow, I guess.
I guess she decides.
Thank God she's got hacking skills.
I know. She decides that with the info she gathers on Slash, she can leave it with other heroes and know that she will be captured. On the other hand, she lacks the evidence to have Coromon clumped by others, so she determines to catch him herself. Batgirl breaks into Coromon's house while he is there and confronts him. Coromon admits no connection to the murder of David Scarano and invites her for a drink. Batgirl's obvious obsession amuses Coromon, and he jokes that while he botched the assassination contract on her, he clearly made an impression. He reaches behind his bar and pulls out a shotgun. He pulls the weapon on her, warning that she lacks evidence and is essentially trespassing, making his use of the gun self-defense. Coromon's wife interrupts them, but
Gotham has the standard ground law. Good for them.
it is Florida, right?
I mean, essentially, they should retcon that at this point.
Gotham City, Florida. And again, it's like she's let him run amok, for 4 years. How many people has he killed in the last 4 years?
That girl's bad at her job.
God, did we even mention the Batman? Oh, hey, there's an assassin out there. Maybe I don't know.
It's her pet project.
I guess, but maybe someone else could have caught him quicker before he killed him.
Of course, she's a stupid little girl, man. That's the point they're making here.
I guess.
Unneeded, stupid little girl.
I mean, it's dark, but is that the point of this story where it's basically, oh yeah, I think it's good the Joker's going to shoot her and cripple her,
and she can use her hacking skills
because she's messy as a vigilante. Ugh.
Whatever you got to do to retcon it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess. Coromon's wife interrupts them, but he orders her to stay inside as he forces Batgirl out onto the front porch. However, this gives...
leave a mess in the house, obviously.
There you go. God, can you imagine he makes the wife clean it up? However, this gives Slash, who's been hiding outside, the opportunity to stab Coromon in the back. Angrily, the assassin turns to get back inside, but finds that his wife has locked the door.
Good for her, honestly.
Mm-hmm. In his frustration, he fails to stop Batgirl from kicking him hard in the chest. I mean, shouldn't you kick him somewhere else? I mean...
Really kick him in the knee.
What?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
From that point, it becomes a standoff between Slash and Batgirl as to what to do with Coromon. Both women distracted, Coromon escapes to his gun room and arms himself. Desperately, Batgirl drops a smoke bomb, avoiding the gunfire. Yeah. Hoping that Coromon will run out of ammo soon, Batgirl picks up one of Slash's knives and arms herself with it. Unfortunately, Coromon manages to emerge from the smoke and points his gun in her face. Seeing that Slash is still alive and preparing to attack the gunman, Barbara is forced to decide between saving herself or saving the man who has haunted her dreams for years. Begrudgingly, she chooses to save Coromon and tosses the knife into Slash's chest.
Wrong choice. I
know. Coromon is amused and tosses his gun away, preparing to take Batgirl with his bare hands.
Whoa.
She proves to be more resilient than he expects, beating him mercilessly until he crumples on the ground. Weakly, he reaches for his gun at the same time that his wife puts another gun into Slash's hand.
She's like, "Oh, here's a little extra."
Oops, I tripped and she grabbed this gun off me. As Quartermain prepares to fire on Batgirl, Slash shoots him through the head. Before collapsing herself, Slash admits she couldn't let Quartermain kill Batgirl, another woman. The police arrive later to find Quartermain dead, his wife smiling happily, and Slash badly injured but expertly bandaged. Afterward, Barbara returns home and offers Marcy a present, her Batgirl costume. She decides that while she may still help others fight crime, her own role will not be to go out and put herself in danger anymore.
And we never saw Marcy again.
No, and again, like you were pointing out, I thought it was gonna be I thought were they trying to paint this as a Tim Drake thing, where maybe Marcy was gonna be the next Batgirl? Because I thought
Yeah,
the whole
that
point.
just got.
I thought the whole point of Killing Joke is like we don't want a Batgirl at this point.
I
So.
thought it was we don't want that Batgirl.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
I feel like the killing of Batgirl was really political for the person that created her, or the team that created her.
Oh, so they just wanted one that wasn't connected. Oh, okay.
That was my take on it,
Yeah.
personally.
So we were this close
And
to
I'm
having
probably right because you know how DC is, especially back then, up until very recently, they were very like
Oh yeah, how long?
resistant against credits towards the original people and stuff.
Oh yeah, that was 88. I mean, Bob Kane was still claiming sole credit for Batman.
Yeah, I mean that literally didn't change until he died. And was dead for a long time. So
Yeah. And Siegel and Schuster weren't getting the
yeah,
credit.
that I mean that was like what Smallville. They probably like that was forever.
Exactly.
Like that estate was just good. Just give the corporations the what for it. Eventually they'll cave.
I mean, if anyone, Siegel and Schuster, I'm like, they built that company on Superman's back. It's like, come on.
And that's the whole reason why they did what they did.
I
Greedy corporations.
I know.
But also contracts weren't like stone. Well, they're still not stoneclad these days. But
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I thought that was the point. Is like where they built it up to a blonde Batgirl.
we don't like blondes in the Bat family though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Blondes don't stick around long.
What first I thought, oh, is Marcy going to turn out to be Slash?
Yeah, I was hoping that was the point.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I thought maybe this whole thing was just so she can keep Barbara out of the way while she killed these guys, but nope. Well, that's the other thing. We did it. They never even
Nothing
revealed.
gets resolved in this.
We don't. Yeah, no. I mean, okay. And again, it's like, and then once again, it's that weird era where it's like, where the hell does this come in the continuity? Because it's like,
it doesn't.
yeah, because again, there's stuff based on Detective 491 and 492, which were pre-Crisis, but then this is like a year or two after Crisis.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the stuff they put in her backstory is from pre-Crisis, but it's post-Crisis.
Yeah, it's just a mess.
And yeah, and
really
of course,
a mess to the end of the last quote unquote Batgirl story. So
yeah, and again, this is right before Killing Joke, which again, literally they say, which was published only. Killing Joke was published days later, so again, it's got to be like a week.
Yeah, I think this was a scramble though.
Yeah, I think it was like they were trying to cushion the blow. I think.
Yeah. She is beloved. Don't get it twisted. She is beloved.
And again, a lot of people knew her.
It's very shocking, but like the fact that I think I would have been actually okay if they never reversed the decision to like make her walk again and make her Batgirl again. I really do think that Oracle was better. I feel like they kind of took more care and restraint with her and like really thought about her role, and I like her being like the eye in the sky, the girl in the chair. Like, I think that just works better for her.
And a lot of people like the representation of like a superhero in a wheelchair, and but
yeah, again, I have that set somewhere. I kind of got rid of the Batgirl part, but I kept the Barbara Gordon in the wheelchair one, so that should sum it up.
But again,
I just really actually never cared for Batgirl, but I actually really did love Oracle.
Yeah, but again, that's another crime we can lay at New 52 that they reversed it. That
Yeah, it's a shame, but like I don't know. I never really liked that New Burns that Batgirl and New Burns stuff like at all. But like ever since that's gone away, we've been on the climb up back to like really redeeming Batgirl as far as I'm concerned. So
yeah.
There's so many other interesting female Bat characters though. At this point, it's just like just get married to Dick and call it a day, bitch.
Exactly. That's yes.
Like you can
Mm,
be the den mom. Like I just feel like there's no more stories really for her to tell at this point.
yeah.
Like Cass and it's just like I said, so many other interesting female Bat characters that it's just like, babes, just go ahead. Go ahead, retire. It's okay.
Exactly. Oh, and as we said, the note Batgirl finds that the first crime scene is never read or mentioned again.
So that's kind of what that's kind of my running joke. Anytime I see like Denny O'Neil is like the editor, I'm like, oh, yep, on vacation.
Exactly. The identity of Slash is not revealed. Which again, I mean, if they were going to use her again
That's fine.
somewhere, I mean, but I don't know if they ever used her again. Batgirl's deduction that General Scar hired Coromon to kill David Scarano is not followed up on, and at the end of the story, it is still an open question if that's what happened.
Can't trust a broad's intuition, that's for sure.
Exactly. So it's like, was that part of the Slash thing or not? It's like, oh, who cares?
Doesn't
What
matter.
was this? A new 52 issue? Jeez.
Ooh, burn. Hey, did you and Will talk about? I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm okay with this way. Did you guys talk about the Green Lantern Corps #1 this week or no?
We actually, well, I
Or
did.
did you record before? I don't. No, you recorded on Thursday, so
Yeah, no. Well, we did kind of talk it because I got it. Rule hasn't gotten it yet, but I
okay.
did get it this week. Yeah, and I liked it. I mean, again, it was a lot of John Stewart. So
Yeah, okay. I was just wondering if you guys. That was
why?
kind of shocking to me that it was a lot of John Stewart, considering their whole kind
Oh,
of agenda against him right now.
what agenda?
They really don't want to tell. Determined to not really tell stories. So I was just really surprised, but like the fans keep demanding it, so they
Yeah,
keep like reluctantly doing it, half-assedly. But this was pretty good.
I thought it was going to be more guy just because of the Superman movie, but it wasn't.
Bro,
So,
the reaction to that, I don't know. Like
oh,
people are
really?
not feeling that Nathan Fillion guy.
With, with,
Yeah,
with
that was nobody reacted well to that, bro.
with that stupid wig.
Yeah.
Oh my god, did you see that advertisement? Like I saw it online where it's basically just like him standing there as Guy Gardner during it was like during I guess it was a Super Bowl ad. He's like the only bull I need, and it's him standing with that damn bull cut.
Yeah. Oof. A lot of
Yeah.
bat books this week.
Yep. Got a few. Yep, got a few.
Per usual, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, well, no, that's like all the DC books I got. All right. No, I actually got I think what 3 Bat books, I think.
Absolute Batman #5, Batman and
Yes.
Robin 18, Batman Dark Patterns #3.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
So where do you want to start?
take your pick. Take your pick.
Batman Dark Patterns #3. What the hell's going on?
Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Dan Waters is just
I know. Well, he was doing that weird stuff with remember back if you the
It
Ten-Eyed Man and
feels
all
like a
that stuff.
throwback like story. I
Like
like it for the horror elements and stuff.
yeah, I think it's supposed to be set back in the day because again, he got that
I
damn
mean, even the art like is like very much mimicking it. So
yeah, and again, he has
I
that
love the left control Batman too, but is this a little dark for like modern Batman?
I don't know. Well, I think that's what Dan Waters likes is to do like
It's like
the
noir,
horrors.
it's horror, it's social commentary. That's just stuff that we've actually kind of stayed away from for Batman for so long that it just feels weird to see it,
Yeah,
especially with like a non-mainstream like modern Batman storyteller. You know what I mean?
yeah. I think Dan Waters likes doing all that stuff because again, a lot of his previous work has had a lot of this. But
Yeah, and it's like it makes sense for Gotham. Like, don't get me wrong, but like it's just like I mean, it's a little grotesque actually, and I'm just like, who is this out?
I
And
know.
not in the best way, of course. I mean, it doesn't. I like it, but I just don't think that this is like what most people would want from Batman.
Yeah,
And
I
it's a
was
$5 book, by the way.
yeah. Well, I was gonna say, and then we're talking about it's like early Batman. Do you think a lot of people like writing early Batman because he doesn't have to be Batgod? You can
I
have
think
him make
so, and I
mistakes.
think that's the appeal for me. Like I said, I love noir. I love like 1930s gangster Batman. Like that's my thing. So this appeals to me, but like I'm not really a mainstream Batman fan like that. Like I really do not enjoy like anything after New 52. It is a slog to get through to me with very few exceptions. So
Mm-hmm.
I like this
Yeah,
book though. I didn't think I was gonna like it, and then like it's really turned into something that I like.
and I
And he's
mean,
like being a detective, and that just really just it's giving Dixon Hill, bro.
exactly. And I was gonna say, is it gonna be like different arcs? It almost feels like the end of this story here, but then they say there's another issue coming.
Yeah.
So I guess we're gonna do a bunch of mini arcs, which again is fine. But I wonder how long this series is.
And they're only three, like I'm like, whoa, maybe they're experimenting, trying to see if what they're doing right now is
Yeah.
they can shake it up. I am down for 3-issue arcs, bro. I am so thirsty for it, bro. I am so sick of like 6 to 12 just useless filler.
I mean, yeah, because I wonder, because is this a mini series, or are they gonna try to, like, if it sells, like, make this like a
It's
new?
like I said, it's been selling okay, but I don't know if I think they're gonna give it one more arc to see if it can be
Uh,
an ongoing as
yeah,
things
but
keep going
that's what I was
on.
gonna say. If it does, is it gonna be like Legends of the Dark Knight, maybe?
Yeah, I think.
Where you
And
just
if
see
that's okay, just bring back Legend of the Dark Knight.
exactly. I mean, let's have
Stop rebranding stuff. Just bring it back. It's
at least you have the
okay.
name recognition. Yeah, bring it back. Yeah.
Yeah, we love corporate synergy and name brand recognition, right? So what the hell?
I mean, I think some writers would give you some good stories because, again, if it doesn't have to be continuity or can be in any era. But, I'm sure people like that.
Yeah, I think it's time to like I used to cling on to continuity so desperately, but like now just like even in Marvel, it doesn't really matter. The only like continuity that really matters to me is image continuity, which is Spawn.
Yeah, yeah. They really killed continuity for me when when they're just like, especially in Marvel, where it's like, oh, everything has to be like the movies. I'm like, oh, God.
Yep, yep.
But I think the big headline here is Lilith revealing that she doesn't need 6 to 12.
I know. Again, it's all about how you use it. There's hope
Exactly.
for you, boys.
Swear to me. All
So
right.
yeah, no, I think this was my favorite Bat book this week. Well, no, it tied with Absolute Batman. I think.
You want to talk about Thick Daddy Batman?
Yes. I don't know. His body is tea. I love me a good thick Batman. I don't know what to say.
Thick Daddy Batty.
Exactly. Justin just fell off his chair. I hope you're okay, Justin.
uh,
And it's like Black Mask. I actually really love Black Mask too. So it's like finally we're in the Lilith era. We're out of the Charlie Esser era. We are into the Lilith Hellfire era of things that I want to see. And we even have Mayor James Gordon. Like, come on. And I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of subtext to that relationship too. So I'm just feeling it. I don't know.
what with
I don't
him
know
and
what to say about
Bruce's
it.
mom?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
I feel like if they're not together, they're gonna be.
I don't know. I like it. It's very tongue in cheek. It's a lot of fun. Like it's just completely different of the main Batman book. Just take note. It's kind of like Ultimate Spider-Man. It's like, what's selling more?
And I also get like Dark Knight vibes, like making the bat signal with that big pile of cash.
Yes. Also, it was the penultimate issue of the first arc, so
Oh yes, take a
I'm
drink.
just gonna go ahead and take a sip of my mimosa. I don't need that for future.
So you are enjoying it then?
I love all the Absolute books. It's
Oh
so
yeah, yeah.
sick. It's so sick and twisted. It's so sick and twisted how good these books are. And like no tea, no shade to most of the main books, but like it just hasn't been fun. And this is fun. This is like we don't have to like take ourselves so seriously.
Mhm.
Is it a cash grab? Absolutely. Am I having fun? Absolutely.
I
Do I
mean,
want these to be main continuity? Absolutely.
yeah, they've all been good, but like the Superman one, it seems like they've been doing way too many flashbacks for me. But I mean, all the three books have done flashbacks, but I think they were done sparingly and better in the Absolute Batman and Absolute Wonder Woman, of course.
Yeah. mean, it's only so much you can do with Superman before fans kind of revolt. It's a
Yeah.
kind of a line. They've learned that the hard way, the very, very hard way. And so I think they're kind of like hesitant on that particular front. But it's still a
Mhm.
good story. But like, yeah, like after Arrow, I hate flashbacks. So it is driving me out. Like that show ruined flashbacks for me, bro. And this is as a fan of Lost, okay? I never
Oh
thought
my.
flashbacks could be ruined for me, but Arrow did it. It's like okay, 5 years are up. You literally don't have to do you're gonna still do it, and then you're gonna do flash forwards, and okay.
Oh my.
But yeah, like I said, I get it with Superman though.
Yeah.
But yeah, Wonder Woman is my favorite, but like I didn't think I was really gonna like Absolute Batman. I thought that it kind of had a rocky start for me, but like they have really ramped it up and made it a lot of freaking fun. Like
Oh yeah.
Batman has not had fun in decades. Okay.
Exactly.
So this is like actually fun. It's very interesting. It's intricate. You can tell like that the writer just really, really is into the story that they're telling, and there's not like a lot of restriction.
Well, yeah, Scott Snyder. I mean, I think he has love for the
Yeah,
Batman.
he has a lot of sway and cachet, so rightly so, you know.
Oh yeah. I mean, created
So
Court of Owls. Yeah.
yeah. So like he's just absolutely having fun and taking the readers along for it, and I'm just like, yes, this is what modern comics needs. Like, stop restricting the creatives. And it's just like really obvious that the suits have been the problem the whole time.
Mm-hmm. All right. This said you read Batman and Robin number 18.
Reluctantly.
I mean, there's parts
This
of
relationship, I just like, can we just get Dick in on this, please? You're welcome.
Oh my lord.
It needs more Dick, okay?
Scream at!
Grayson, YouTube, Grayson.
Gonna be some dicks waving around in here.
Oh.
I mean, this is so dark and grim, and they still aren't fixing their relationship. And listen, no tea, no shade. This does not need to be a $5 book. Like
I
this should be
know.
like one of the core books that are like $2.99. Do you know what I mean? Like there's certain books
Yeah.
that should be core books that are easily accessible that you want like people to read and be in on.
Yeah, because it's like the third Bat book or more, and it's like, yeah, you're charging
And
this
it
much.
doesn't really have any use in the rest of the universe. Do you know what I mean? Like no tea, no shade.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
I don't know how I feel about this arc.
And they're failing. They like suck together.
I know.
They're a disastrous duo. They are not dynamic at all. Okay.
I know. I feel like there's I don't know about this arc. There's stuff I like. There's stuff I don't like, and I'm just like, okay, how do I feel about this arc?
And it's like I don't know. It's just like I can't put my finger on it. It's just like they're treading these lines of things that have been done before, but I don't know if they're doing it better. If that makes sense to you.
I like the mystery with the serial killer and everything. Maybe less Bruce and Damian.
And Damian and Bruce don't work.
I know.
Unless you're dedicated to addressing the core issue that he sucks as a father, that Dick is a better father than Damian, we're never gonna get anywhere. I'm sorry. That like nobody wants to admit it and nobody wants to deal with it. And that's why Damian and Bruce it just doesn't work.
Yes.
Listen, Damian needs a fucking spanking, okay? He needs some discipline in his life. Like Bruce is literally letting this little child run amok. And he has to put his foot down. And nobody wants to write that story. I don't know why.
Leave Damian alone. He's playing with his monkey in this issue.
He's not choking a chicken.
I
don't know. Like I just feel like they're just not really doing this relationship justice. Like I was hoping that this book was gonna fix it. But it's just kind of to me making it a little bit worse.
Yeah, I don't know. I think ever since that
it's a detective story, it's some psychological horror.
I like that part.
Yeah, but like if you're gonna do a Batman and Robin book, shouldn't you be working on the main two characters' relationships?
Yeah, but it just seems like in this story, it's just like it seems like the mystery keeps getting pushed to the side for their fate. You know, I don't know if it's just
an emotional gobbledygook without really doing much to move the actual relationships forward. So yeah, I can totally understand how you're frustrated with that.
I mean, how many issues has this arc been? And I don't think we've really made a headway in either story.
Yeah. Number 18. Only the second like real true story. So it's like, yeah, this is modern comics at its worst. I'm sorry.
I know.
At least
Although,
Aquaman 2 was good.
what? Oh yeah, Aquaman 2. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Again, I'm a big fan of Jeremy Adams' writing, but yeah, This is the. I feel excited for Aquaman that more than I have in a while.
Yeah, I'm finally like feeling a little bit better about Aquaman. Aquaman was like kind of a sore point for me for a while
Yeah,
there.
I told you. Yeah, I mean Jeremy Adams is good. I mean he's me and Will talked to him once. He's like a fan of this stuff. He's actually a fan of this stuff. So
Yeah. And I like the whole quote unquote fish out of water story that he's trying to tell. Like like this makes more sense to him than the Green Arrow in space. Like I'm very
yes,
protective of Aquaman
yes.
and Green Arrow, so it's just kind of like okay, I can get behind this as long as he doesn't have a harpoon hand. I think I'll be okay.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I think number 1 was a fantastic way to really drive new readers to the book too. So like I hope more people are like kind of like jumping in and feel more encouraged about Aquaman because that's a
Exactly,
franchise that needs to be fixed as well.
exactly.
Yeah, all in all, it's pretty solid for DC this week. It was a lot of trades out though, so
Yeah, yeah.
and then we're not gonna talk about that vampire book. It's fine.
Wait, what? Oh, I haven't been getting the vampires. I got the first series, but
Yeah, I don't. I'm not interested in this one. Even though Wonder Woman was in it, I was just kind of like more talking about Alfred. I was just like, nah, I can't do it. I can't get sucked into this right now.
I mean they do like these year-long series with the vampire stuff. It's like maybe just do some like minis around Halloween.
Exactly. Like read the room, bro.
Exactly.
There's not that many gothic people into vampires in comic books. Like that is a very small intersection.
What
And I'm
seems
in that intersection, but I still don't want to read it.
what seems like Marvel and DC go through these periods where it's like, okay, let's do a big ass zombie series. Let's do a big ass vampire series.
And zombies are so worn out at Marvel. If they do another zombie thing, I'm gonna lose
Oh, I
money.
know they milk that thing to death. Yeah, the Marvel zombies. Yeah,
Literally, like triple.
I know. It's just the zombie stuff and that's what I said. Now I think DC's on the vampire train where it's like we need
Well,
year long
Twilight is making a new movie next year, so I don't know. Maybe that's what they're trying to get ahead of.
Twilight. Really?
Yeah, it's gonna follow the daughter allegedly.
Hmm.
I mean, allegedly, like allegedly. I don't know. That's what
Well, yeah.
everybody's saying.
Oh my lord. Yeah, they're trying to remake
And
everything.
then, oh yeah, and then Midnight Sun allegedly is getting an animated show too. So like, vampires might be back in the zeitgeist. I don't know.
Yeah, they're doing that Buffy the Vampire Slayer revival.
Allegedly. I'm gonna
Allegedly,
say
so
allegedly to that one too. We'll see if that actually gets off the ground. They need
well,
to make the animated show they promised me in 1998. I like listen. I have beef about that. That Sarah Michelle Gellar
well,
didn't want to do that animated show.
well, she didn't need the money that bad then, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think her husband's working either. So I guess that's why we're doing Buffy reboot.
Maybe. Yeah, it
I don't
seems
know.
like
I
a
can't remember the last time I saw Freddie Prinze Jr. or anything.
uh-oh,
And
she's
that
losing.
last show she did for I think it was Amazon flop, like that Cruel Intentions reboot thing
Uh,
was a flop. So
but yeah, I think the horror stuff goes through cycles, and I guess we're cycled back to vampires. So
yeah, as long as we're not remaking Halloween movies, I think I'm okay. Like I don't ever want to see another Halloween movie remake. I
I
don't care if
mean,
Jamie Lee Curtis is there or not.
I
Leave
was,
it alone.
I was gonna say poor Jamie Lee Curtis is gonna have to pull a Hugh Jackman. They're gonna make her do that till she's 90.
So she's 90. Like she's almost there, low key, no tea, no shade.
I mean, yeah, no offense, but yeah, I mean, when she started as what, like 1978, and
Trying
literally,
to piece together that franchise timeline, have at it, sir.
literally, that franchise is almost 50 years old.
Yeah, it's. Oof. And we need some fresh new ideas, man.
Exactly.
So on that note,
On the, on that note, yes. So next time, let me open the schedule, but I believe yes, it's Justin was back for the Azrael because
little blonde bats, little blonde bats.
you get two Azraels this month because you got none last month. So the burn took too much time.
That's what
Oh my,
happens with John Byrne. January.
oh my God! I was telling Justin the one night. I was watching some of those old Law and Order episodes. Someone must have been a fan of comics because like there was one murder victim whose name was John Byrne, and then there was a guy who he was killing Muslims because he was afraid they were going to take over the country, and that guy's name was Frank Miller. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, someone knew. Someone knew.
Wait. Did the character named John Byrne have a foot fetish or a jump rope fetish or?
He was. I don't. They didn't go that far into it. He was cheating on his wife, but I don't know if he was. I don't know if he had any.
With a lawyer, a green lawyer.
Oh no, yeah, no. Oh, I think so. One woman beat him with a shoe or something, so he might have had a foot fetish.
Always comes back to that foot fetish.
Exactly. All right, kids. So yes, so next time we are going to cover Azrael 36 through 39. Justin and I with Azrael's rematch with Bane.
At least Azrael can handle Bane. I'll give him that. It's one point for him.
Yes. And then, next month, Lilith and I are going to cover some Mad Hatter.
Why? I don't know, but it'll be fun.
That's right. It'll be crazy. When Lilith returns, we'll do Batman 378 and 379. Followed the week after by Detective Comics 758 through 760. And then Detective Comics 787 and Detective 800. Remember back in 800? Issue 800?
Was but a mere last at the time.
Well, I think I was in the 2000s.
Time flies when you're spending money.
I was gonna say, remember when Detective 27 came out and our parents weren't even born?
I think one side of my grandparents weren't even born at that point.
I think my grandmother is literally as old as Superman. I think that's the year she was born. Oh, good Lord. Those poor creators, they didn't know how far-reaching and how long those characters were going to last.
I think if I had a time machine, I might just go back and tell them, "Get your money, man."
Exactly. As I'm scooping up and bagging and boarding real carefully Detective 27s and Action Comics number 1s.
Exactly. Like, hey, can you sign this for me real quick?
I know, but back then they did not confirm nothing, so you wouldn't even be able to prove that was them. Unless you get
sign the certificate of authenticity real quick.
Unless you get a black and white picture of them signing it or something.
I was like, no, that's like my great grandma. Don't worry about it.
Gotta get one of those cameras with the puff of smoke. All right, kids. So so send us your thoughts. On this Batgirl craziness, on the killer, on the Mad Hatter stuff, Azrael, any of it, or the new books, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can help support us by merch through TeePublic and Spring. Find all of our episodes pretty much from the beginning of time at CapesLunatics.wordpress.com. And of course, Lilith demands that you rain random money on us through the Cash App link. They'll make her kill. They'll make her kill you, man.
Suggestion, okay?
Yeah. And of course, the Patreon, where me and the Queen give you exclusive, uncensored content every month. And of course, if you're a patron, you can suggest topics for us to discuss, as Justin has done many times, and Ray did one whole time when he was shamed into it. So,
tight.
All right. So yes, you want to subscribe before we do our February episode, where we do our second annual AVN review. So
now with more visual aids.
Ooh. Yes, kids. AIDS. All right. So subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/CapesandLunatics.
More vicious and brutal than ever. I love it.
All right. And you may be able to catch Lilith Hellfire once in a blue moon on Blue Sky. You can catch You can catch me on Blue Sky. You can catch Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network on Blue Sky. Will Allred has given up to Twitter, and he is now on Blue Sky. So if you want to talk Hal Jordan, yeah, that's the place to go. Talk to Will on Blue Sky about Hal Jordan.
I, of course, love Hal Jordan.
All right. Thank you for joining us, kids. God, it feels so weird. I'm like, what was this episode? Maybe because of those Batgirl issues.
Yeah.
Especially that last one. Here's a note. Here's a note. Means nothing.
Just a MacGuffin, man. You know?
Here's a mass killer, but we'll never reveal who she is.
You know, you just gotta go watch some black and white movies and it all makes sense. Those movies were absolutely unhinged, man.
Surprised they weren't like, oh, it's a Barbara with a split personality. It's a good thing we're about to shoot her and cripple her.
Justice for Mercy. Justice for Slash.
The female Tim Drake. I'm surprised no one did anything with that.
Nobody even remembers this. This is such a nothing burger.
You know, I'm surprised she wasn't. I'm surprised it didn't turn out spoiler. She was spoiler.
Don't give them ideas for retcons.
That's true. All right, kids, come back next time. Remember to join us same bat time,
same bat channel.
We're the night. The Batman
Podcast.
Remember, kids, keep your eyes on those crazy redheads.